And now, here's your host of Shaping Success, Wes Tankersley.
What is up, everyone? Welcome to Shaping Success. I am your host, Wes Tankersley. This is Morning Coffee. Man, it's November 27th. November is almost over, and we just had Thanksgiving. I took a little break from the old podcast. You know, we were doing it. I've been doing it every day, so I've been doing it daily. Morning coffee. Cheers. People have been asking, what is the best way? What is up, Nikki, in the chat room? The best way to kind of support this whole thing going on. CC, good morning. Glad to see you. Share, subscribe, like, follow. Best way to help. Share the word out. If you're checking this out, Morning Coffee, I'm trying to make this thing kind of be something a little bit more. But I've been podcasting for over 4 years now, and it's interesting to see where it's going, what's going on, and, just keep pushing forward, seeing what happens, seeing where it takes me. If you're hanging out on TikTok, you can see the live, but I am interacting on YouTube, and I'll look back and forth over there. But some great things going on, always, and that is one of the biggest things that I have noticed last night was I was jumping in a live and just realizing on TikTok how many people are there. And I have great people from all over the world, all over the place, all over the country that have supported the show and listened and been great followers for a long time. But I appreciate it. And like I said, the best way to get it out there is to share it. I was looking at the download stats on the podcast because I've been uploading these audio ones and just kind of looking and seeing, and I'm 4,000 downloads away from 45,000 total all-time downloads. And I need to look at the YouTube stats because I know that combining everything, there's a lot going on, through the whole thing. So it's pretty cool to see where it's gone. And I can look at kind of like the stats of what there is, but like we're getting close to 50K downloads, already passed 250 episodes. The next one is 500. So they have these little awards they give you on Buzzsprouts, which is funny. So I only need 5,432 more episodes to hit 45,000 downloads. It's pretty crazy. Anyway, we had Thanksgiving. I hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving. Pretty awesome to have some people here. My family did not come down. They did Thanksgiving up at my parents' place in New Meadows, which is a couple hours away. And my wife's family was here, so I got to do the barbecue thing. Wednesday we did some ribs. I didn't do a brisket, so like I was kind of like tasked with doing everything, and it was like, okay, ribs on Wednesday, turkey on Thursday, Friday we're gonna take it easy, which we did pizza. And then yesterday I did a steak. We were gonna do a brisket, but no one stayed, and so. Anyway, fun times. I want to talk about like how connecting over the years and being, just being who I am and knowing some of the people I have has very much helped me so right now, especially with this trying to get this house sold. Like we've been trying, I feel like I said for years, like we're trying to build a house, we're building a house. And now it's like we're trying to get rid of the house. And it's been tough. It's been hard. I mean, a lot of people have come and looked at it. The price point that we need to sell it at is probably correct for what it is, but it's going to take a certain person who likes it the way that they want it. And there's been a lot of complaints about stuff. Well, we didn't move into the house knowing that we were going to move out, right? We moved into the house knowing that it was going to take time and we were going to build this thing and we're going to make it what it was over time. But with people talking about, well, it's not worth that much with this and it's not worth that much with that, there's been some things that we've had to do that a lot quicker than what I was planned on, because I'd like to take my time putting in the landscape, and, it's not something that you can go and just buy all the stuff to do it and get it all done at once. And so we're taking our time trying to get the fence up, and we got the front fence up, and we have the side part of the side up, and we just need help. It's not a one-man job to get the sides done. And my little brother's been trying to help me, but he's been busy with kids and hunting and things like that happen this time of the year, and we just have a hard time connecting. So Saturday, hopefully we'll get the fence done, and then we'll pretty much be done with the things that I'm gonna do. If anyone else has any complaints about it, then they can just deal with it on their own. But there's a bunch of rock. I got 12 yards of rock, and if you don't know what that's a lot. I thought I got 12 yards of rock to put down and thought that'll be enough to do everything, but then started realizing it might not be. And when the builder came in and they put in the septic system, they have to put in a drain field, and they had a bunch of rock left over from that. And she's like, well, it'll cost this much to haul it off. Do you want to use it? And I'm like, well, I don't know, whatever. I'll see what I can do. So I thought, well, I need to get this rock down. How am I going to do it? So I started doing it 5-gallon bucket at a time. And it was crazy. And so when I was a coach in Marsing, and this has been, it's almost been 10 years now, that I was a teacher in Marsing, my first teaching job and first coaching job. I had a student that, I coached, and his dad's an excavator, and really good kid. He was my TA, and I had to write a letter for him to help him get in the Army, because when he was in high school, he had hurt himself wrestling and hurt his shoulder, and I had to, kind of talk about his character and all that stuff. So he got in the Army, and we've been keeping in touch back and forth, and he was over in Okinawa with the Army, and now he just got out. So he's technically in for 6 more months, and he's getting ready to start a business start his own side business. His dad's already got this excavation business, but his dad was such a great help for me when I was coaching baseball, because I go in there with these big dreams of building, Marsing is this tiny little town, and the baseball field was decent, but I wanted to make it better, and I took a lot of pride in that stuff. And I taught kids that, taking pride in your field, taking pride in your uniform, taking pride in the way that you look, taking pride in practice, just taking pride in everything that you do translates into being a better player and being better on the field. And kids really bought into it. Well, his dad came over and he helped me, build the field, rebuild the mound, the pitcher's mound, do a lot of cutting out of sod. He helped me roll out did a whole bunch of stuff. And I knew he had this excavation business, and Jaden hopped on to One Drink Wednesday one night, and he's like, what's going on? I'm back in town, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, man, we just moved here. I could really use your help. So they came over, and they're looking at it, and he's like, he goes, I don't have the time right now to do something. It's kind of a little job. It's not much. It's not a big job. He goes, I don't have time. But he goes, you know what? I have a little Kubota tractor. It's tiny. It's not tiny, but it's a smaller tractor, and it's got a bucket on it, and you can move a lot of stuff with it. It may take you a little bit of time. It's a little bit bigger than a wheelbarrow, and it's a lot bigger than buckets or whatever, and which is what I was moving this rock. And it's a lot of rock. Like I said, it's 12 yards of one. The other one, there was probably 20 yards of it left. And I wasn't going to move it all, but I was going to do certain rocks in certain places or whatever. So anyway, he goes, I could let you borrow this tractor for a week or something if you want to borrow it and whatever. And I'm like, okay. So I went a couple days and just thought about it and trying to figure it out. And I was like, you know what? Can I borrow that tractor? Brought the tractor over, and it was awesome. I mean, it saved my life. I texted Jaden that, and I was like, man, you saved my life with this tractor. So it was great that it was here. I was able to move a ton of the rock. I got all the rock down where I want it, and I could do more if I wanted to, but I'm just like, this is all I'm doing. So I spent the whole weekend pretty much doing that. A lot of shoveling, a lot of laying down a weed barrier, and then just moving this rock and raking it out and getting it where it was. But it's taking it from one corner of the property to the other corner of the property was pretty crazy. Took a lot of time, and I got it where it needs to be. But that was kind of my week. And my wife got Christmas set up, went through and got the decoration, the trees up and all that stuff because she's having a procedure tomorrow. So there won't be any morning coffee tomorrow, just so you guys know, because she's having a procedure first thing in the morning, and it is like right now. So, like at this time. So she's the first case of the day. And so she'll be doing that, and I have to take her, and I'm actually taking tomorrow off, but got to work today. And a little bit here. Kids are back to school. And yeah, so fun little time for Thanksgiving. But I have to tell you, it's one of those things where you have to realize that sometimes you have to look a little bit deeper and look a little bit further, and you might find the help that you need. And there are people that are looking out for you. And sometimes it gets kind of tough because you don't think they're there. And then you find out that they really are, which pretty cool. Thank you. Appreciate that. And we'll need, it's going to be, she's going to be kind of light duty for 6 weeks. So she's going to be off of work for 6 weeks because the doctor told her that she couldn't go back to work because she knew that she couldn't take it easy. She's like, I know you. You're not going to, like if a patient falls or something, you're going to pick them up. You're not going to call for help if anything happens. So one of those deals. She's just, it's the type of person she is. Works hard and can't hold back if she needs to. So anyway, I hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving. And again, just remember that, that help is out there if you need it. And to continue to put good things out there and good things will happen. But I'm sure we're looking for words of wisdom today. So that's kind of it, connecting with people, building those things, knowing that things are out there. I think one of the biggest things is I've been doing a lot more lately is praying and thinking about it and knowing and trusting that God's going to make whatever happens. And it's in his time, not my time. I think that's the hardest part. I think we talk about patience a lot because that is the biggest thing for me is I have very little patience and I need to pray for more patience because I need more patience. So that's kind of one of the deals. But I don't have a lot for you today other than the recap of what's going on. I have been very lucky, very blessed, and very grateful for all you guys and what's been going on. Last night I jumped in a live on TikTok. I haven't been in one in a while because it's kind of tough to do it at nighttime and hang with the kids. And one of my friends, Justified All-Star, Justin, if you follow him on TikTok, is nominated for a Cheer Choice Award. And I kind of found out yesterday why a little more. Like he's always made great content, really positive person, always building stuff up. And then I found Miss Tuned in the House over on the TikTok. Patience is a tough one. But anyway, they were talking about the circle view. There was a guy on there who is a musician who's been going through it, and Justin kind of brought them all together. He only has like 200 followers on TikTok, and he's pretty big. He's got a lot going on, but you have to have 1,000 in order to go live. And so he was on Justin's wife's account because she has over 1,000, and she was able to do that. And it was just all about building up and thinking about it, and kind of like how he is doing something to get by and provide for his family, but he really has this other thing on the side, which is his music career that he really wants to take off so that he can just make music full time. And that's kind of where I've been. It's like, I don't hate my job. It's a good job. It provides, it's given me all the things that I needed to give me, but it's not, there's a reason why I've done all the episodes I've done. And I'm not quite sure where it's going. I know where I want it to go, but I'm just trying to figure out how to get there. Doing good, Miss Tune. Good to see you. But that's something to think about. Like there's these stepping stones, with the patience thing. It's like I have to be patient because I know that there are going to be failures. There are going to be things that will stop you. There are going to be barriers. It was really funny because I was, I half jokingly posted this yesterday on Saturday because I haven't posted a ton this last couple weeks on TikTok. But Dougie Hall, one of the guys who's been on the podcast, he jumped on and he was talking about growing gardens and things like that. And it's funny because you have to fertilize a garden, right, to make it grow. And the metaphor or the cross reference he made to the whole thing was that you have to get shit on in order to grow. And but if you think about it, like back in the day when farmers grew stuff, or they even do it now, like I'm driving through a farm over here and I'm watching them get it prepped for next season. Well, and they're spreading manure on the field, right? Which manure is like poop. And so you put the manure down, you plant the seeds in the manure, and guess what grows? Food, So, I mean, in reality, there are a lot of things that you go through that help with growth. And you have to fertilize that growth. And in order to make that happen, you have to continually be fertilizing your soul and your progress. And you have to be willing to weather the storm. And the people who get through things, the people who weather the storm, are so much stronger than the people who just got it. It's weird, but it's a little adversity and a little bit of patience and a little bit of hard work, and you will get what you need to get. So remember that today, okay? I'm going to go here, but I want you to remember that, and this is going to be a little shorter episode. We'll be back Wednesday, but you have to be willing to push through the hard stuff in order to get to where you want to go. And I think that's the pathway is not always like it's not crystal clear how to get there, but it's a crystal clear goal. If you have that goal and you just continue to just push and push and push, it's going to happen. Let's go out there today and make something happen. Remember, like I said in the beginning, best way to help me or anyone else reach those goals if they're doing something on social media is to just subscribe, to share, to help them get that word out there and continue all day to move forward. Have a great day.